Hey, welcome. Today, the topic is going to be on mask. So the question is, do they love you for you, or do they love the mask you put on every day? Ask yourself that question again. Do they love you, or the mask you put on every day? Does your coworker know who you really are? Or do they know the work version of you? Does your partner truly understand you and your emotional needs? Or do you have to limit yourself or change yourself in order for them to understand? Step into being authentic and ask yourself, if you're not, what's holding you back from being authentic? Because when you're hiding who you truly are, you'll never find true happiness. You'll always be caught in that mindset of, well, if this happens, maybe I'll be happier. If my boyfriend moves in with me, our relationship will be happier. If we have a baby, things will change and we'll be happier. Rather than really looking into yourself and looking into what's triggering you not to be happy. And it reflects back to mask. When you are authentic and let go of the mask that you're trying to fool people with, you'll attract in what's meant for you rather than having to be somebody else. When you wear a mask, you stand in resistance to your true self and attract realities that conflict with who you really are. Even when things seem good in that moment, if it's not a reflection of your true self, what reality are you really attracting? Because when you're true to yourself, you'll have abundance, you'll have happiness, you'll be surrounded by people that are in your soul family and meant to be in your life. But when you have that mask on, a lot of times you associate with people who aren't like you and who wouldn't understand the authentic version of you. And it's like, those are the people that trigger us. Those are the people that make us really solely look at ourselves. And we need those people in order to learn and figure out who we actually are. It's a process. So, in this moment, I identify myself as a spiritual being. And at times, I feel as though I'm supposed to be happy at all. Every second, I want to be happy. I want to be able to shine light. But I have a darkness. And when it comes out, I have to accept it. And there's been times where I'll joke, like I'll be having a bad day and I'm laughing it off. Instead of really acknowledging why I feel that way, I've laughed it off like, oh, I just need to meditate. I need to ground myself. Well, what I really need to do is take a step back and realize why a certain person or action is triggering me. Because I could blame me lashing out at people on them all I want, but at the end of the day, I'm mad somewhere within myself. And this person or this action is bringing out this trigger in me. I have learned so much about life because a lot of things haven't been questioned. People aren't asking these questions 10 years ago and 20 years ago. This was all taboo. And I'm thankful that I'm part of this new age and new way of thinking. We're living in this dream. We all have a similar agreement about certain parts of these dreams. But it's up to us to fully awaken into the higher reality and the new earth. You don't want people in your life that will tell you what you want to hear and then disappear the moment that you need them. You have to believe actions over words. But also, not everything you see is authentic. Everyone can wear a mask at any given time. Someone can say that I'm fine and be miserable inside. I was listening to the song by Drake called Emotionless, which is a very good song. And in it he says, I know a girl crying out for help, but her latest caption says, leave me alone. There's so many people out there that seem so happy, but they're putting on that front as if they're happy. You know, there's couples on Facebook and Instagram, and they have all these pictures and just these cute little captions, but that's sometimes a mask. You don't know what's really going on in their life. They could absolutely hate each other. They could fight every single night, but then they post all these happiness vibes. Like, I'm so happy. I'm in love with the love of my life. He's the best person ever. My God, let Facebook and everywhere know about it. And it's amazing how many people take to social media just to uphold a certain image about themselves. Like, what is that doing for you? Are you spreading love? Are you spreading knowledge? Are you spreading anything meaningful to the world? Like, I'm all for people being happy. But when that happiness comes from a place of wanting to brag or show off, you're not truly happy. Maybe your ego gets happy when you get a certain amount of likes and you get a certain response from people. But that ego can only be happy for so long. That mask will eventually come off. And you, at the end of the day, have to deal with who you are. And when you're not being authentic to yourself, and you're not embracing the beauty of who you actually are, you're limiting yourself. So don't limit your potential. Surround yourself with your spirit family, your soul family. Get connected with people who actually resonate and who you can be your true self with. There's no more time for this fake phoniness.